Are you tired of looping inside the same old realities? Tired of opportunities passing you by? The secret to manifesting anything you want, attracting anything you want in your business, in your life, lies in the stories you tell yourself inside your head. When you tell yourself stories such as, it's hard for me to get what I want, what's wrong with me, people don't buy, life, business is hard, then that's the kind of stories that will be keeping you inside looping realities that you don't actually want. Today, I'm gonna share with you how exactly you change your inner narrative, your inner story, so that you align it with the desires that you want to turn into reality. But more than that, we'll be showing you how to create extraordinary growth. We'll be giving you your key to quantum leaping in both your business and life. And stay until the end, because I'm gonna share with you my favorite method to change your story and attract anything you want in business and in life in 30 days or less. I get this all the time. I have clients coming into my world saying they are confident around their offers, around the value of their work, but even so, they are not creating momentum. They are not creating the growth that they know that is possible for them. And when we go and dig into their stories, we find out that they've been carrying around piles of stories that are limiting their possibilities, their potential. Stories such as, I need to work hard for what I want, for what I desire. I am broken, I need to fix myself first. I don't feel deserving of what I want right now. It's hard for me to make money. It's hard for me to grow. What I want is not available for me. Money is hard. Life is hard. Nothing is easy. So when we go inside, we discover all these stories that they've been looping inside their heads for so long that they became more than their beliefs. They became their inner mantras, subconscious mantras, and they turned into self-fulfilling prophecies again and again. When we've gone through life long enough with certain inner mantras, subconscious mantras, they start acting like lenses that we are using while looking at the reality around. And all we can see is more evidence that what we thought and what we told ourselves inside ourselves is true. Now, when we see evidence that is backing our limiting beliefs, there are two ways that we are dealing with it, usually, by our default wiring. The first way is we push against what we don't want. We start fighting it. We push harder. We hustle more. We double down. This is especially true for overachievers, high performers. We tend to push so hard in order to counterattack reality, the evidence, what is the current circumstance. The other way that is our default is to try to fix the circumstances, try to fix our business, try to fix ourselves, try to fix people around us, being the fixer. That is an archetype. Now, both of these approaches are actually firing back and are keeping us stuck in the looping realities, in the old loops that start recreating themselves again and again. And the reason is that when we either fight, push against something, or try to fix it, what we do is we dwell on what is, we dwell on the circumstance, we dwell on what we don't want. And as we know, what we give our energy to, what we give our focus to, starts to recreate itself again and again, so we get more of that. Now, what is the better way to deal with realities we don't want, to deal with stories that we don't want, so that we can then start attracting anything we want in business and life? Here's the 4 shifts that I am using for myself. I've been using them to transform my life, transform my business, and I've been using them also with my clients, seeing absolutely extraordinary results. The first shift is to go and create for yourself a transformation cocoon, the place of metamorphosis where you are being held in your transformation energetically. And here's what I mean. Go and immerse yourself in a world where the stories you want, the truth you want, the beliefs you want, the realities you want are normalized. Read the books, watch the videos, listen to podcasts, find the mentors, find the communities where illogical results, quick manifestations, extraordinary possibilities, miracles, synchronicities, unbelievable growth are being normalized, are the norm. Let yourself immerse into those rooms, into those conversations, into those concepts, into those realities. There are two laws that will be functioning for you. The first one is that two objects with different frequencies, when being brought together, they have their frequencies starting to sync up. So the influence, one influences the other in terms of frequency. The other law is that the most potent energy in the room is the one that leads. This simply means that when you start spending more and more time in rooms where the energy is elevated, the consciousness is elevated, the realm of possibility is normalized, where crazy manifestations are normal, then your own frequency, your own energy, your own consciousness will inevitably be elevated. So give yourself this metamorphosis support, energetic support, frequency support, mindset support. It will help you elevate faster than if you do it on your own. The second shift is elevate your environment. And for this, you need to elevate your personal standards. What you are available for in your business, in your life, in your conversations, in the way you treat yourself and the way you are seeing life and what is possible for your life. When we start to change, that's exactly the moment when we start realizing how negative the environment we've been living in is actually. We start noticing how negative the conversations, how negative the perspectives, how negative the attitudes towards business, towards money, towards life, towards what is possible are around us. Now, obviously, there are rooms that you can exit right away, like this is not aligned for me, this friendship, this relationship, this whatever setup, and you can exit those rooms. But most of the times, the environment with the negativity that we want to protect ourselves from is coming from and with the people that we really deeply care of, our family, our lifelong friends. So these are relationships that are not really that simple to cut, and we don't want to cut them. But here's how we deal with negativity in our environment. We can either take control of the conversations and deviate the conversations towards topics that are more neutral when the conversations are becoming negative around how life is, what rich people are like, how hard it is to get what you want, etc., etc. So when the conversations start going in those directions, you can be the one that takes control of the narrative and just deviates the conversation in another direction. Like, Jim, tell me about your climbing, rock climbing, or anything else. Like, Mom, let's speak about something else, and you choose another topic. So you can do that. The other thing that you can do is you can let people do their thing, have the conversation they want to have, but don't engage. Don't try to convince them that another perspective, another way of seeing things is right. Just don't engage in those conversations. More than that, you can let them speak of whatever they are speaking, and while they are speaking the negative stuff, you can reinforce inside yourself, in your head, between your ears, the stories that you actually want to embrace. Like, if the conversation is about how hard it is to make money, how economy is a trash, how conditions are really, really tough, then let the person speak. But while they are speaking, and you can wire inside of you, money is easeful. My truth is that I'm so grateful for increasing ease in my business, in my growth. I am choosing money to feel easeful. I'm choosing my growth to be easeful. I'm so grateful for how easeful and abundant everything starts getting for me. You got the idea. So we can have still negativity around us, but we don't have to engage with it. More than that, we can shield ourselves from negativity by letting it be whatever it is in our environment, but choosing to turn inside and wire inside ourselves what we actually want to feel, to live, to think, and to experience ultimately. Don't try to change your family or other people. Don't try to change anyone around you. You need to become the change. You need to become the embodied version of who you know that you want to become. And the moment you become this change, everything starts changing around you. Reality will be following you. You remember, the most potent energy in the room is the one that leads, which means that once you become the most potent energy in your world, reality starts meeting you there. You will be seeing how suddenly conversations are starting to change around you, how people start embracing more of your views, even if you did not try to convince them at all, but you became the embodied example. And little by little, their frequency, their ideas, their own stories start syncing up to yours. That is the beauty of having the transformation first inside ourselves. We don't have to do anything actively in a pushy way in order to change the environment. The environment starts elevating itself, following our lead. Now, the next shift is to use journaling in order to start wiring the stories you want, the truth you want, even deeper inside your psyche. And journaling can be in two ways, or at least the one that I am suggesting, I'm recommending. It can be assumption-based journaling or scripting-based journaling. Let me tell you exactly the difference between the two. So the assumption-based journaling is you journaling, making assumptions that what you want is already created, that what you desire is already your normal, is already your reality. You assume and you let yourself wire in, feel that version of reality. The scripting journaling is writing the script of the reality you want, writing how you want things to turn up, writing how you want the outcomes to look like in your world. So it's literally creating the script. And usually this is especially when we feel like we are struggling because we have a desire, but it feels like if we get what we want, we might have negative consequences. So let's take an example. I want to become an extraordinary, wealthy, independent woman, successful in her business, making impact, but I'm afraid that that will effeminate my husband. I'm afraid that I will not have time anymore for my kids. I'm afraid that I will be a bad mother, a bad wife, and I will lose my family, or I will sacrifice my family for my success. That's when scripting is really powerful, because you can literally decide in writing how things get to look like, happen for you, so that you get both your desire and your family life, your amazing relationship, your time with your kids, you feeling like a fulfilled, amazing, magical mother. So that's when scripting is really important and potent. Now, going back to assumption journaling, just to give you an example and get your creative juices going. Assumption journaling would sound like, I'm so grateful to have so much ease in my business right now. It's so good to have clients reaching out to me. It's so good to trust myself so much. I love so much living in my dream home. I'm so grateful for how easily clients find me. I'm so grateful for how easily money finds me. I'm so grateful for how easily things are turning up for me. I'm so grateful for all the payments that are coming throughout the day. It feels so good to have such a beautiful garden where I can create my work from, etc., etc. You understand the idea? So it's really going for a rant, but it's not just the mere affirmations of I'm a money magnet, I am confident, I am so joyful, I am so convicted inside myself. You see, what I was showing and sharing with you before was integrating also the emotion. I'm so grateful for having so much ease. It feels so good to have so much trust inside myself. I am so grateful, and it feels so good to have money notifications coming in, flowing in throughout the day. I already assume that what I want is already the reality, and I also state what is the emotion that comes with having that in my life. This way of journaling is extraordinarily powerful, and I deeply recommend you to give it a go and see it for yourself. Now, one key here that I think is really interesting and important to add: many times when I start working with my clients, something extraordinary happens. It's extraordinary, but at the same time funny and tricky. We get people in these places where they start noticing amazing results. Like literally, it's like suddenly the money tap, the client's tap is turned on, and all these opportunities are coming their ways, and they are getting the biggest mounts in their business, the biggest mounts ever, in the slowest mounts historically for their business. So they get all these crazy things, book deals coming out of nowhere, but just because they visualize those book deals before. So all these opportunities, miracles, growth is coming in when people start using these tools, and then they start freaking out. And inevitably they come back to me and say, this is too good. What if that's it? What if this stops? How do I keep this going on? And the point here is you will start seeing improvements. You will start seeing growth in your business, in your results, in the way you feel yourself, and then in the way reality reacts to you. I want you to start normalizing that. I want you to acclimate yourself to the frequency of this is so good. And one mantra that will be helping do that is, when it's good, that is the sign that even greater things are coming my way. When it's good, that is the sign that even greater things are coming my way. Let yourself get from good to great, from great to extraordinary. Set your thermostat to be acclimated, to be normalizing goodness, great things, miracles, growth. You deserve it, and it's in you to let yourself normalize that. Now, the last shift that is honestly my favorite, and I feel that it's the most potent of everything that I've shared today. Make your desired emotions become familiar. And hear me out, when we keep ourselves into old loops, into old realities that tend to recreate themselves again and again in our business, in our lives, it's because we are emotionally addicted to old emotions. We are addicted to stress, we are addicted to anxiety, we are addicted to pressure, we are addicted to frustration. We felt these emotions so many times that they became part of who we are, and we kind of default on them. It's the subconscious addiction to these emotions. When you become so conditioned for certain emotions, then you will be subconsciously seeking those. So that means recreating similar realities that will be giving you access to similar emotions. How do we break out of this circle? The most potent way that I have discovered until today, besides the hypnotherapy, that's another story, is to start practicing the emotions that you want to live and make them become familiar. And the way we do that is you make a list of how you want to feel once you are creating the reality that you want, once you attracted what you wanted, once you arrive in the realm where your desires exist. What do you want to feel like? What do you think that would be feeling like? And make a list. And maybe the emotions, the states that you are living in there are easefulness, peace, safety, freedom, pride, conviction, whatever it is. Just make your own list. And then here's how we are starting to practice these emotions. Literally, we take them one by one and we ask ourselves, I will take ease for the sake of the example. What does ease feel like? What does having full, complete ease in the way money comes in the way my business is growing, what would that feel like? And then play with this. I deserve to have ease, increasing ease. It's possible for me to have increasing ease. It's easy for me to feel ease. I'm letting myself feel ease right now. I am ease. I let this be easy. It's easy. It starts to be so easy for me. You see what I'm doing? I'm just playing with my subconscious, allowing it to sync up to the frequency of ease. Sync up and take in, be conditioned around what is, what is feels like, how ease is becoming part of my reality right now. You need to train your new emotions, your desired emotions, like an athlete is training their moves. That's how you condition these new emotions inside your psyche, and ultimately you end up by becoming them, letting them become part of who you are. And guess what? We are creating our realities based on who we are. We don't get, you heard this many times, we don't get what we want, we get who we are. Because who we are drives the kind of actions that we are taking, the choices we are making, the ideas that we are following, the opportunities, the people that we are attracting in our field. So who we are drives our reality. When you become more elevated emotions, the emotions that you actually desire in your life, that's when everything starts shifting. So train them as an athlete is training their moves. It will completely change your business, your life, your experience of this journey called human life. And it can be as fast as 30 days or even less. Just dedicate yourself to these practices. And I would love to know in the comments if you'll give these processes a go because I want to witness you and encourage you. If you want to fast track your metamorphosis by a deep dive into your subconscious, seeing exactly what is holding you back, and please believe me, what we are telling ourselves that is holding us back is completely different from what we are discovering when we are communicating directly to the subconscious and let the subconscious bring up the roots of the blocks. So if you want to uproot your blocks and start reprogramming your subconscious directly at the subconscious level by shifting your reality, sometimes within days, then I am encouraging you to look into the possibility of getting a hypnotherapy package with me. It's life-changing. I have so many people who said that their lives completely changed within days, within a couple of weeks, after going through these deep dive hypnotherapy sessions. They will be literally rewriting the software that you are operating based on. If you are ready to blow up in this way, your life, your business, your results, the way you feel inside yourself, I will be leaving the link below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe. That will help me so much to grow this channel. So I am so deeply grateful for you. Now, before we end, I'm recommending you to go and watch next this video, Detach to Attract, to continue your journey to boost your magnetism and manifest all your desires really, really fast.